Hello, dynamic leadership and changing trends. I'm going to tell a story. This story is about myself. This is a real life story. Long, long ago, I used to work on client side and I was having a roommate, and then we used to uh, I was on the one of the project. It was a time around, I think, May, yeah. And I have not met the family for a long time, so there was vacation, and I was asking my manager, and finally he said, "Okay, you can have a vacation in." So wonderful! Like vacation means it becomes like so many things we have to do. So when I but the time was like, I mean, he said like since it's the May, and then you can go on vacation probably from next Monday, and then come back after 3 weeks. So very less time. I was literally go everywhere, go to the malls because we had to buy gift for everybody, and uh, uh, there was like we had to go to different places, and I did everything. Lot of everything was there. Now we have to fix in the bag, and then uh, my flight was on Saturday. I was in the city called Louisville. Louis is always connected with me by some way. It was Friday. My flight was Saturday. So Friday when I was working, so we went in the lunch. We decided like everybody in the project will go for lunch because I was going on next day vacation. So uh, we went for uh, some quick snacks, and that's what it. Then I came back in the evening. I said, okay, let's put the bag. Now I wanted to put everything in the bag. The story starts here. For some reason, I was not feeling well. I felt like stomach is hurting. After some time, I got a like sick motion. I got a big vomited. I felt like something is not correct. I had one roommate. He had got a call. Like we used to call a pager that time. So somebody will page, and then he was on a support call. He was outside. I was inside. I had a sick motion. Probably he heard that. He asked me what happened. I said probably something is wrong. I took whatever the over the counter medicine was there in our room at that during that time. I took it, and then I said, okay, let's take a rest for some time. Things did not improve. It kept on coming. I was having sick motions every alternate 15 minutes to 30 minutes interval. I was not able to do anything. I thought, let's take some quick medicine, and then I will take rest, and then I'll get up again because the bag was not. I have not packed my bags. It was next day flight was there at 11 o'clock in the morning. Friend told me that do you want to eat something, and then he made something. But I tried to eat, and immediately it started vomiting again. After some time, like even I like swallow the sweet, that was vomiting. It was like midnight me. I had lost all the power. I was not able to move now, and but still sick motions were kept on coming. A friend said what we can do because we decided let's go to emergency. We did not call ambulance, but he took me in his car and we went to the emergency, and then they took me in. The guy, it takes like 30 minutes. There itself, I had two times. Doctor came and he said, okay, you had looks like stomach bug. He said you cannot have anything. So he put me on saline and everything. So it was like, even though it was emergency, but it took like 1 hour to go in. And so I would say 2 a.m. in the morning. Then he put me saline and all the whatever medicines. He said, when you get that, let me know how it feels because nothing else we can do at this time. You have stomach bug, it will clear out itself. it become the friend was waiting outside and there was no cell phones or anything else. He tried to knock in and probably nurse told like he has to stay for some time. So friend decided, okay, he will come back in the morning. He just shouted at me that, okay, I will come in the morning, and he left. 11 o'clock planes means you are supposed to go on the airport around 8, before 8. Till 7, I was in the emergency room. I was looking at the watch and I was feeling, okay, now what's going to happen? 7, the nurse came and I said, I'm feeling better. If possible, can we take off the saline and everything? She said, okay. I was barely able to get up. Vomiting stopped, but I had lost all the power because there was nothing. I had not eaten, and everything was vomiting. So there was nothing else. And doctor said you cannot have anything. So I requested the nurse to call the friend. It was like we were 20 minutes. He was 20 minutes away. He came and he picked me up. It was 8 o'clock. My bags were not packed, and we have to. Plane was at 11 o'clock from Louisville to JFK, and then that was the next flight. The JFK flight was at in the night around probably 10 or 11, but the first flight was at 11 a.m. in the morning. 8 o'clock, I have not even packed my bags. I did everything, and I was going to call. Suddenly, the friend again got call, support call, and he was on the computer. No, nothing else can, because that was our precedence. Always, whenever we get a call, that means something is failed in the production, and then he has to do that first. He asked me, can I call the taxi? That time, Uber or those kind of facilities were not there. It was year 2000. The taxi, if you call, they may come within 30 to 1 hour. So I tried, the dispatcher told me it may take up to 9:30. So I just called because I may cancel the call, because if friend has to take more time, then there's nothing else I could do. By the time I just packed the bag, it was 9:30. I was still in the home. And airport was almost 30 minutes away. Finally, friends support call finished, and then I called the dispatcher to cancel the call, and then we went, and finally I reached around between 10 to 10:15. I reached at the airport. We were rushing. He both took the bag, and we were rushed there. Oh my God, a big line at the entrance for the check-in. Then we inquired. They said there's a big tornado and all the flights otherwise have been cancelled. So that's why they are rerouting all the. That's why all the passengers are in line. I try to put somewhere myself, like where the less line was there, because there were all the uh, airline agents were on in there, and I was in probably Delta. Yeah, that's what I remember. I was in Delta, and then my line was little less than others, but it was big, and I understood, if you want to take your flight, that you must be before 10:45. You must be checked in. It was 10:15, and in 30 minutes the line has to move. The system was like this: when the guy was rescheduling the flight, he'll be on the phone, and that 35 kbps, his internet, he will be searching what's the other availability. So forget about everything what we see now. It was like this: the guy will get on the phone, then he will, on his dot matrix printer, he will print the ticket if he is able to reschedule. So, and then next passenger will come in at 10:30. I see within 15 minutes, it's not possible. And I don't know how to cancel the ticket because that was given by the company. And then if I miss the flight, there was no way I could reach to JFK, because I don't know what else to do. Frankly, because we don't have even cell phones. That means the airline agent has to do something. And I was barely able to stand. It was just they stopped the vomiting, but I did not have any. I would say there was no uh, I did not have any power other than I was barely able to stand there. 10:35. There was one airline agent was passing by. I requested, that lady was very nice. I requested, I have an international flight. at 11 p.m. in from JFK. I need to get this flight. What we can do, because I don't think I can reach there at that time. So she looked at my ticket and then she said, "Okay, come here." And then she took me to the other counter where she started it, and then she checked me in. It took 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes it took. She checked my bags and then she said, "Okay, now run as fast you can because you may get it." I just ran. The airport was big lounge and I have to walk, and I was not able to do anything. So it took some time for me, but probably just before 5 minutes, I reached at the gate. When I reached, the agent said, "What I can do for you?" I showed the ticket. He said, "Flight is left. You have to be before 15 minutes." I said, "It's just 5 minutes back." He said, "No, no, you cannot now." Ah. He said, "Flight is left." I said, "Now what I can do?" Then he said, "Okay, go back, go to the counter again and ask them if they can reschedule you." Again, I went back to the original counter and stand on the line because that agent has left. So again, I was in the line. Almost 1.5 hours, slowly the line was moving. The airline agent will call, see what he can reschedule, because of the tornado, all the neighboring airports flight were cancelled. This airport was uh, also several flights cancelled, so everybody was rescheduling it. Finally, my number came at 12:30, and I told him. The agent looked at it again. He went on the phone call. He did whatever on the 35 kbps line. Then he said, "Well, what's this? Your flight is not cancelled. It has left. Why are you rescheduling it?" I said, "Well, I mean, I couldn't go in within time." So then he said, "No, that means you missed the flight. You have to buy another one." But I told him, "Look, my baggage has went. The agent has checked in my bag, so my baggage has went." Ah, that was the point. Because then the guy understood my baggage has went. I mean, it was probably not the correct situation for, if you are understanding as an agent, that baggage has went. The person was, that's certainly they don't like at all. Even it was year 2000. They started calling here and there. Then their guy came, manager came. Then they understood. Oh, the lady, she checked me in, considering I may be able to get in, and it was not. So my baggage now has been internationally checked in, and I'm still here. So that means the airline has the obligation for me to put me into the next flight. But now all the airports, there was cancellation. So again, I stood there for 1 hour, and that airport, you are outside. Had no time to eat. I mean, do anything. I was, whatever the medicine or the saline in the night, I was hanging on that. After 1.5 hours, the guy finally came and said, "There is nothing from this airport will go to JFK before 7 p.m. So we have to we have to give you from different airport, but some nothing is going from this airport. So I will go to next airport?" So next airport was the from Louisville to Cincinnati. So it was around 100 miles away. So he said that there is a flight at 3:30 and that can reach you to at 6:30. So Louisville to Cincinnati, 100 plus miles, they gave me a taxi voucher. And they said, "Okay, we give you taxi voucher and then you go from Louisville to Cincinnati and then catch that flight." Time was around 1:30. So 100 miles means that guy has to reach me within 1.5 hours, probably 1 to 1:30. So there was just bare enough time. I immediately went. The taxis were there, fortunately. So it was airport. So when I showed the voucher, they said, "Okay, get in." And I, fortunately, I have only the check, like a handbag, because the checked-in bags were went. Because otherwise, there was no way. My friend has already left, and I couldn't uh, even pull those two bags at that. It was like that. First time since morning, I was able to sit, and the taxi took me. From that point, probably things started going well. So even though it was tornado, the roads were good, and he took me within time. I went there, and I was able to get and checked in into that Delta flight. When the flight took off, oh my God, I was so it reached JFK again, domestic to international, so much walk. But now I was feeling little better, so I probably thought I can have something and not it will not vomit or like I will not have sick motion. But still, I was like trembling, and I tried something very light because I reached there at 7 o'clock and I my baggage were already checked in, and I was they gave me the so around 8 o'clock I was in the line to catch the 11 p.m. flight. So 11 p.m. So now I was able to do something, and I would say that 2 3 hours I was able to get some energy, and then the flights, and then by the time I reached, I was feeling much better, and then or probably on my legs the same way before. So that was the most memorable travel experience I had, and I still remember how it was like the next day flight, and then in the like 2 a.m. in the morning, I was in the like emergency room, and they were and my friend, I mean, I probably he may remember like he was outside, and then because he doesn't know what's happening inside, there was no phone or anything. We only had a pager, and pager means you have to call them. So I think that was the wonderful story I wanted to share. I hope you like it. You must have some similar travel experience. Do share whenever you can. Thank you very much.